Howdy, hi. It is Teardrop Sports WNBA Picks and Predictions for Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. We're looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first things first, we got to recap the previous day's results. Technically, this was 2 days ago from Sunday's action. The WNBA did not have any games on Memorial Day. We went 5-3, bringing our season record to 25-30. I'm going to recap these games right quick, then we'll get on to the picks for tomorrow. Game number 1, not by time-wise, but by what I have it up here, Seattle Storm, Las Vegas Aces. Final score of this game, Las Vegas 82, Seattle 102. We might have to start having a conversation about just how good this Aces team is. Seattle, though, we'll talk about them for a second. So this is technically the winner side. Weighed the over, 162.5. This flew over. Aces shoot 44% from the field. Seattle shoots 60% from the field, 50% from deep, 83% from the free throw line. They tie the offensive rebound battle. They win the turnover battle. It was just really good. NECA had 23. You had Ezzy with 12. Skylar Diggins with 10. You had Gabby Williams with 12. You had Erica Wheeler off the bench drop 21, 3, and 7. Every single starter and almost all of their bench players shot over 50% from the field besides Skylar Diggins. She was the only one who didn't, and she had 8 assists. This team is really good. There's not much else to say here. They're quite good. Next game, we had the Mercury, -5.5, and the under, 161.5. This was a weird basketball game. Final score, Washington Mystics, 62, Phoenix Mercury, 68. Both teams played horrible. The Mystics, 35% from the field, 25% from deep. The Mercury, 33% from the field, 32% from deep. Offensive rebounds, the Mystics won that battle by 2. Then the turnover disparity was unreal. The Mystics had 27 turnovers. 27. This is a 40-minute game of basketball. How do you have 27 turnovers? I'm going to look at numbers and see who the culprits were. Good God. Kiki Irfan had 7. Sonia Citron had 6. You had Sug Sutton with 3. You had, who was Jade Melbourne. I don't know why I thought her first name was Jordan. That's not it. She had 4. Brittany Sykes had 3. You had Aaliyah Edwards, who played in her first game of the season, with 2. And then you had Emily Enxler with 2. Kiki and Sonia having 13 combined turnovers is egregious. I get they're rookies, but good God. That's a crazy number. The Mercury, they win by 6. They were down, I want to say 5 points with about 5 minutes left, and then they just turned it on. Alyssa Thomas, 11, 8, and 5. You had Satu Sabli with 12 and 9. You had Monique with 13. It was a weird game. Again, 68-62, so both teams kind of sucked. We then had the Sparks, -3.5, and the over, 159.5. The Sky are very bad at basketball. The Sky moved to 0-3 on the season. Final score here, Sparks 91, Chicago 78. This was surprisingly Chicago's best game from the field. They shot at 46% overall, only 20% from deep as they went 4 of 20. Offensive rebound battle was won by Chicago, no surprise there, but they lost the turnover battle, having 17. Shout out to Kelsey Plum, 28, 2, and 8. Also, Azrae Stevens, 24, 8, and 3. De'Erica Hamby had 10, 6, and 8. This team is definitely going to miss Rakia Jackson while also missing Ray Burrell. Burrell's been an animal. Odyssey Sims is doing okay. They just don't have a bench with the amount of injuries they have. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to keep this going, but we are taking them against Atlanta. Then our losers. The Sun, this was the first game of the day, actually. This does not start the day well. They scored 55 points against an Atlanta Dream team who did not have Brittany Griner. Again, no Griner, no Tiana Pau, and they still lost this one by 24 points. Atlanta Dream 79, Connecticut Sun 55. The Sun, 31% from the field, 27% from deep, 64% from the free throw line. Tina Charles and Marina Mabrey combined 9 of 34. 9 of 34 from your two best players in the court. Their bench is atrocious. Nobody can shoot the ball. This team is awful. We then had the Aces. This is the talking point. -4.5. The Aces have lost both games this year to both good teams they played. Game 1 against the Liberty, they lost by 14. They beat the Sun. They're horrible. You beat the Mystics at home only by 3 points on a buzzer beater by Jewel Lloyd. And then you get blown out by the Storm. This is not looking good. The Aces' upcoming schedule, it does get easier. You play the Sparks. You play the Storm again. You then get 6 days off. You play the Valkyries, the Sparks, the Wings, the Mercury. Those are 4 free wins. If you lose one of those games, you have serious questions. So I'm going to reevaluate this Aces team once they get to 10 games. I'm going to keep backing them blindly because I think they're better than what the actual record is. But they really got to start winning games because this is getting semi-concerning. Losing to the Storm by 20. You have the best record in the W. How are you losing to any team? Period. Okay, that's the recap. Let's get on to the games for tomorrow. All right, game number 1 here. It is the Golden State Valkyries and the New York Liberty. I feel like there's only one thing to do, and it's quite obvious. You just hammer the Liberty -16.5. They're probably going to win this game by 30. I'm also taking the over 165.5. Liberty have the best offense. The Valkyries play quick, and they just chuck up a bunch of threes. So there is a chance that the Valkyries scored like 75 to 80 points here, but I still don't think that's enough to cover the 16.5. This is the Valkyries' first trip out east. This is their first time going up against a real opponent. They're 2-1 on the season. They have wins at the Mystics and the Sparks. This is the first top-tier opponent they have actually played. Their shooting numbers from the field this season are disgusting. 36% from the field. That is the entire field. 24% from deep. Doing these numbers against the Liberty team that has a much better defense than both the Sparks and the Mercury, and a Liberty team that's putting up 94 points a game, that is going to result in an absolute smoke show blowout. And then you add on top of this is their first trip out east, and you got to go as far east as humanly possible to get to New York. The Liberty, they are coming directly off of a 2-point road win at the Fever. They've had a decent amount of time off. It is 4 days in between these games. This is their second home game of the season. Previous home game, they did belt to ass against the Aces, beating them by 14. This should be another absolute smoke show game. If you're a player props kind of person, I would not touch anybody on the Liberty. They might be up by 25 at the end of the third quarter and then just not play their starters. So wouldn't touch any player props here. Would just hammer Liberty and the over. Next game we got, it is the Wings and the Sun. I want you guys to read that first sentence. Do not put any reasonable amount of money on this game. For all intents and purposes, this is a D3 women's college basketball game. Watch this for entertainment. You can put 10 to 15 bucks on it if you're feeling it, but do not put any good amount of chunk of money on this. Both of these teams are horrible. That being said, I'm going to take the home team plus 4.5 and the under 159.5. This is going to be a great game to watch. The Wings, they're 0-4 on the year, coming off of an 8-point road loss to the Dream. They average 78 points a game, shoot at 39% from the field, 29% from deep. They also have Arike Ogunbowale on their team. That immediately brings you down at least 4 points a game. She's on the banned list 4 times. There's no way I can take the Wings after putting her on there for 4 times in a row. Therefore, you have to go with the Sun. The Sun, they are equally as bad. They're probably worse, to be honest with you. 0-4 in the season. They are coming off of a 24-point loss to the same Dream team the Wings just lost to on the road by 8. And also, that Dream team didn't have Brittany Griner in their game. Make that make sense. They average just 68 points a game, shoot at 37% from the field, 26% from deep. They really only have 2 people on this team, and that's Marina Mabrey and Tina Charles. The rest of the team is just kind of there, running sprints up and down the court. I don't know how any of the stats I just read you are actually accurate for a professional basketball team, but they are. The Connecticut Sun are looking to sell their team to someone else because the casino no longer wants it. I'm taking the Sun. I'm taking the under. Please do not bet this game. Just watch it, see turnovers and brick to layups, and just enjoy the WNBA. Next game, this is one of the only good games of the day. Storm and the Lynx. I'm shocked this line is this high. After what I saw the Storm do to the Aces, I think I'm going to blindly back them anytime as a dog this season. This team is good. Give me the Storm plus 6.5. Give me the over 157.5. I've been very impressed with the Storm. I've been the exact opposite with the Lynx. This is their first legitimate team they're playing against. This is going to be tight. I think we see a lot of points. Storm, 3-1 on the year. They have quality wins against the Aces and the Mercury. They score 79 points a game, 46% from the field, 38% from deep. Those are numbers that you should be putting up, not the ridiculous numbers I just read to you on the previous slide. Those are good numbers. Two of the best assisting teams in the league, ranked first and third overall, should be seeing a lot of high-quality shots. The Lynx, they're 4-0, but they have played awful teams this year. They've played the Dallas Wings twice. They played the Sparks and the Sun. Those teams combined have 2 wins. They've played 4 games. 3 of them, their teams don't have a win. So this is going to be the first good competition they've actually played. Only person really playing well for the Lynx right now is Nafisa Collier. Williams isn't doing anything. The rest of their team isn't doing anything. I like the Storm, man. I'm shocked the line is this high. I thought it would be closer to plus 2.5 or plus 3. Plus 6.5 is disrespectful. I like NECA. I like Ezzy. I like their team. Give me the Storm plus 6.5. Give me the over 157.5. Next game we got is the Sky and the Mercury. I am making this bet very reluctantly, but I am going to take the Sky. Really don't think the Mercury should be laying 8 points at home to any team. I backed them in the previous game minus 5.5, and that was sweaty palms time as they won by 6. I do not want to go through sweaty palms time again, so I will be taking the Sky plus 7.5. That being said, the Sky are horrible. 0-3 on the season record-wise, and they're also 0-3 to the spread at the same time. Their most recent game, though, they didn't play horrible. They put up 78 points against the Sparks. They didn't play that bad. Mercury are a team that really only have 2 people with Alyssa Thomas and Satu Sabally. I'm going to put my faith in Angel Reese. I didn't think I would ever make that statement publicly, but here I am saying it. If we look at the Sky's stats, it is something you're actually not going to want to do. They're really, really bad. They score 70 points a game, shoot it, again, 37% from the field, 28% from deep. Those are worse than college women's basketball stats. Most of the teams they're worse than. 59% from the free throw line. However, they are first in offensive rebounding. The Mercury are a horrible rebounding team, giving up the second most boards in the entire league. Angel Reese Cardoso should have a very good day on the boards. Mercury, they're 3-1 on the year. They've looked good-ish. The first game of the season, they blew the Storm out of the water. But then since then, they haven't been as convincing as good wins. They just beat the Mystics by only 6 points at home while winning the turnover battle by 13. If you can stop Alyssa Thomas and Satu Sabally, there's really no one else on this team that's going to hurt you. Kalia Copper is still injured. There's no one else off the bench that I'm really concerned about. I like Angel Reese. I like the Sky plus 7.5. And I'm going to take the under 155.5. I don't think either of these teams can score. All right, we're now looking at the final game, and then we have 2 player props I'm going to bet. Final game, Atlanta Dream and the LA Sparks. I'm going to take the Sparks plus 2.5 in the over 162.5. Atlanta, this is their first time going out west so far this season. I'm going to fade them in their first big road trip. Both of these teams are pretty banged up, missing a few key pieces. I would check the injury report right before this game tips off. You might be able to get a better number on Atlanta if you were trying to bet them, or a better number on the Sparks if the Dream Team players actually end up suiting up. The Dream, they are coming off of a back-to-back home wins against the Wings and the Sun. This is a ridiculously tough scheduling spot. They play 3 games in 4 days. They've already played 2 of them. They then had a day off, and now they have to travel to the complete opposite side of the country and go play the Sparks. Injury news, Jordan Canada is still out. I think she's going to be out for like the next month. Brittany Griner and then Tiana Pau are listed as questionable for this game. Didn't seem to impact the last game that they both weren't in. Going to be tough to get a read on if this Atlanta Dream team is actually better without Griner in or with. I mean, I'd struggle to see how you're better without Brittany Griner. At the end of the day, it's BG and she's a beast, but who knows? Sparks 2-3 on the year, coming directly off of a 91-78 win against the Sky. This would be their first real win against a team this year. Their only other wins, a road win in the first game of the year against the Valkyries, and then their most previous game against the Sky. They've lost everything else. They've played the Lynx. They then lost to the Valkyries at home, and then they lost to the Mercury. Don't know what to make of this game. Injuries are going to determine a lot. But if you're giving me a home puppy plus 2.5 against a team that has to travel, playing 3 out of the last 4 days, and they're banged up, I'm going to take the home puppy. Give me the Sparks plus 2.5 and the over 162.5. Then we have 2 player props. 2 people I really don't think are that good at basketball, but I have to back them here. I found both of these numbers on FanDuel. You can shop around, see if you find something better. But I looked at a few books, and this was the best thing I found. Marina Mabrey, I'm going over 24.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. The Wings don't play defense. The Connecticut Sun team is literally just 2 people. It is her and Tina Charles. They're each going to get 15 plus shots a game. 24.5 isn't that egregious of a number. If she gets hot from deep, she will just continuously chuck the ball at the hoop. So I don't mind over 24.5. Then we're going Angel Reese. Just the points and the rebounds, not taking the assist part of it. Also going over 24.5. Mercury, one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. The only reason Angel's on the court is because she rebounds the ball. Give me her over points plus rebounds, 24.5. Okay, that is going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.